Welcome to What's Your Edge, a series of Vision Edge marketing podcasts dedicated to helping you use data, analytics, process, and measurement to create an edge for you and your customers. There's nothing more comfortable than something that fits perfectly, whether it's a great fitting shoe, a right fit job, or the right fitting customer. Finding and keeping right fit customers is the focus of this episode. A right-fitting customer is essential to realizing customer lifetime value, an excellent KPI for every organization. This means you need to know what constitutes a right-fit customer, because the clearer you are on what a right-fit customer is for your business, the more successful you will be at customer acquisition, retention, loyalty, and advocacy. Here are 3 well-accepted statistics about finding, keeping, and growing the right customers. First, businesses miss out on $1.6 trillion from losing customers to a competitor. It costs 16 times more to build a long-term relationship with a new customer compared to keeping an existing customer. Acquiring new customers costs 5 times as much as retaining existing ones. There's more than comfort at stake when something doesn't fit well. Poor fitting shoes are not only uncomfortable, but they can cause bodily damage, ranging from blisters, ingrown toenails, and bunions, or something worse. And there are serious downsides when a company invests in acquiring and attempting to retain ill-fitting customers. Like poor fitting shoes, they can hurt your business with things such as poor reviews, high service costs, internal fatigue, and cost you other better opportunities. And like poor fitting shoes that end up taking space on a shelf, passed over time and again for a more comfortable pair, companies tend to avoid poor fitting customers. For many B2B industries, the cost to acquire a new customer is in the hundreds of dollars. Therefore, it's good business to focus on right fit customers. There are many upsides to having right fitting customers, such as they become staunch advocates, tend to be loyal in the face of competition, are the first to adopt your new products. You agree? Wonderful. Then the next step is to know what represents a right fit customer and how to acquire and keep them. We hope these 7 steps will help. First, clarify what makes a right fit. Before you select a shoe, you determine what size you need and other important fitting parameters, such as what kind of arch support is required. The same applies for selecting customers. You need to know what industry, size, location, and other factors will assure a proper fit. We recommend that you establish 5 to 7 very specific criteria that indicate whether a company is or will be a good fit. It will depend on your organization, your market, and your offer. And that takes us to the second step. Nail the why. Shoes can look very similar. Athletic shoes often look alike and serve the same function, yet all athletic shoes are not the same. Some are designed for the trails, others for road and track. Some are designed for flexibility, others for high impact. The same applies to customers. It may seem that anyone willing to buy is a good fit. This is a very opportunistic approach, and sometimes, like a new shoe, it turns out to be a good fit. But it's definitely not a good fit to buy a dress shoe if what you need is a hiking boot. Be clear about why customers want and or need your offer, why you offer and your company is better than the alternatives. Write a succinct customer value proposition and positioning statement that clearly expresses who are your best fitting customers and why they need and want your offer. 3, frame up your message map. Your message map is what brings your value proposition, positioning, and differentiation to life. It guides content development, website navigation, customer conversations, and more. A quality message map ensures consistent messaging across your organization and across channels and touch points, supports your customer-facing teams, and prevents them from being ambushed when they engage with prospects and existing customers. It is a powerful tool. And that takes us to step 4. Develop your acquisition plan. Now that you're armed with what comprises a right-fitting customer, a clear value proposition and positioning platform, and a message map, it's time to make your customer acquisition plan. Make sure your plan accounts for the customer buying journey. That is the progression of actions, activities, and the state of mind a customer goes through over a defined period of time in their relationship with your organization. Remember to include performance targets as well as a cost to acquire. If you haven't mapped your customer's journey and developed associated personas, take this step. If you aren't sure how much you are willing to invest to acquire a customer, use a benchmark or work backwards. One approach is to identify all the marketing sales costs, including people and expenses. Then divide this total by the number of new customers you expect to acquire. That is your customer acquisition performance target. This will give you a general target for your cost to acquire. 5, match internal processes to how your customers buy. We found that many organizations define their marketing and sales processes to support what these functions need to do to deliver the acquisition plan and how these organizations align and work with each other. Our recommendation is to start with the customer journey and synchronize your marketing and sales processes to it. This will encourage more of an outside-in view than an inside-out view. 6, screen prospective customers sooner. It's expensive to keep buying shoes that don't fit. That's why we're encouraged to try them on and walk in them. We often think that we can make a poor fitting shoe work if we just break them in. Good salespeople advise against buying shoes that don't feel right when you try them on. Apply the same thinking to prospective customers. Craft 2 to 3 initial conversation questions to screen out unqualified customer candidates as quickly as possible. Use demos, trials, and discovery sessions as ways for you and your customers to ascertain fit. And lastly, step 7, create a customer-centric culture. Customer centricity entails placing the customer at the center of your business operating model, where all aspects of the business are informed by or designed to meet the needs of the customer, the why. Implement activities, systems, processes, and touch points that will facilitate right-fitting customers and their ability to have positive interactions and experiences with your organization. Address the entire customer life cycle to support building a long-term relationship and a positive customer experience. When you have a perfectly fitting shoe, it's smart business to take good care of it so it will last a long time. The same applies to right-fit customers. Make the investment in bringing on people with a customer focus and empowering them to make business decisions that will have the greatest positive impact on finding, keeping, and growing the value of your customers. We hope you found this episode of What's Your Edge helpful. What's Your Edge is the creation of Vision Edge Marketing. Vision Edge Marketing, founded in 1999, helps our customers solve the most difficult problems when it comes to using data, analytics, process, and measurement to accelerate growth, create customer value, and improve performance. We always welcome hearing from you.